Hi,
There we go.
everybody. It's Quinton here. And on the other side, we've got my special guest today, who's my special guest every week. It's Neil. Quinton and Neil coming to you
I'm
live,
special.
live on Facebook. So it's Wednesday morning this time. We have changed the times that we do this because we've gone and done some very particular research into the whole personal training industry. And what we found is that, interestingly enough, personal trainers are more available on social media this time of day. So hopefully you guys are there to watch us live and chime in and ask questions, whatever you want to do.
Well, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, Quentin? Like a lot of people have morning clients and then people go to work and then personal trainers get time off and then people get off of work and then we start up again and go up all the way until the evening.
Yeah, it's quite a demanding schedule that a lot of personal trainers have because it's basically working 2 shifts a day then, isn't it?
Yeah, but you get a nice little break in the middle. You can make it work. This is about your perspective, Quentin. It's just
Ah,
about
I
your
see.
perspective.
So it all depends on the way that you choose to work, the business model that you go for in your personal training business, is it?
Pretty much. And that's what we're talking about today. Different ways that you can do personal training in 2021. These things have been available to us for a long time, but in 2020 and 2021, I think there's been such a big emphasis on online training that even technology that has been doing online for a while has put a lot more of their budgets into it and added a lot more cool features. But we're not going to get into such like specifics. We just want to give you guys the broader overall categories of how it is possible to do this business. And I think I'm going to kick us off with the traditional way of in-person training. So you can do in-person training in basically two different ways only. You can do one-to-one or you can do one-to-many, basically one-on-one coaching or group coaching. One-on-one coaching can be done in different ways, but it's still one-on-one. So the model that I subscribe to is I go to people's houses or I go to a local park. I basically don't want to be paying rental to either a gym or some sort of commercial space. And so I negate a lot of my overheads like that. And I've bought my own equipment. And if you look after it, it can last quite a long time. If you buy good quality stuff, it can last quite a long time. And then I just use my environment. And my whole pitch to people is you can do it at your convenience. A lot of gyms are convenient for people, but nothing beats just being able to wake up. Like my client this morning, I literally woke him up when I rang his doorbell. He came outside with no shoes. It was raining and yeah, he basically opened up the house for me. I went and set up my equipment while he put his shoes on and got ready. And then, hey, there we go. Like I was right on his doorstep. So there's a nice way to do like in terms of there's like a nice benefit to that. And then for the trainer, you don't pay, like I said, overheads like rental to the gym or anything like that. And then there's group. All right. There's nothing too difficult about explaining group training. It's 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, or to like a sizable class. Yeah, those are basically the two main traditional ways that people have been operating. Obviously, there's lots of different ways to do them. Quentin, do you have any questions about
Yeah,
what I've said, or should I just move on?
no, I think that's great. So that sets the stage for it. But now we're saying in 2021, what has changed? What is the online part offering us, and what is app training offering in terms of this mix?
Okay, well, you can still break it up into those two categories. You can do one-to-one training online, or you can do one-to-many. All right. Although you can do those two things in two main different ways. So online training is either a method where you don't have to physically be there. So you use a resource or a tool in order to give the instructions for you. So for example, app-based training, we're using videos in a sequential way, telling people what to do and how to do it and how long to do it for. And then you get the other way where you either use a platform like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Skype or whatever you want to call it. Even you can use WhatsApp video calling, where you are virtually, you're there with the person, but it's kind of over a screen. And in either sense, whether you are physically with the person in terms of just being on the screen or not, you can do again one-to-one or one-to-many.
Right.
So with an app, one-to-one would be you get a specific consultation from that person, you do a consultation type process with that person, you find out exactly what their circumstance is, what level of exercise that they're at, and you do testing with them and you find out all the specifics about that, what equipment they have available to them, and then you build a plan based on what that person has available, whether they go to a gym where they have just nothing at home, or they've got some, in a lot of people's case, they've just got some equipment lying around, and you build a plan direct specifically towards those person's goals based on their situation. Then on the other side, you can either sit on Zoom or WhatsApp call or whatever, and you can deliver a program to that person as well, one-on-one. You should know their circumstance, but you're actually physically sitting there, either instructing them. A lot of people are setting their rigs up and doing the exercise, like physically showing them the exercise before they have to do it over the call. And then you can kind of do that to many people, right? If you sit in front of your computer and you give 20 people your link, so one-to-many again, you're giving the same plan to multiple people. So what you need to understand with that is those 20 people have all got different circumstances. They have all got different things available to them. They all want a different outcome. You can only give one set of instructions. You don't have time to give 20 different sets of instructions. So the price point will be lower, but you're instructing many people. So in essence, you can charge less, that each of those individual people less, but they're not getting the instruction specifically towards what outcome they want. Does that make sense? So you can do that on an app where you build a program and then you could send it to 20 different people, and those 20 people can do it whatever time of day they like, but they're doing that one plan that wasn't made specific for their goals. Or you set up a time and your schedule, you sit in front of your computer or your phone, you give the instruction, you show them the video, show them on the video what you want them to do, and then everyone follows suit at the same time. So those are kind of the broader perspective of in-person training, online training. 2021, you can now do it completely online. Whereas a couple of years ago, you could only really do the different in-person ways that I've described in like earlier.
Okay, well, that sounds great. There's a whole bunch of ideas that you've just come out with there. And I think people just need to sort of think of what suits them and what suits their clients. And that comes back to the thing that we often talk about on this Facebook Live, as well as in our membership team, where we teaching a lot about this stuff. We also talk about constructing an offer. So from a marketing perspective, is how you combine all of those things that Neil just spoke about into a offer that people will say, okay, that's actually going to be great. That is something that I want. How do I price that offer? That depends on the mix that you use of the different things that Neil mentioned. So that is another sort of a whole different topic in terms of how you construct an offer. But these are all the elements that are available to you. So maybe it's just some worth thinking about all of those things for yourself, writing them all down, and then mixing and matching whatever suits you.
Yeah. So what I would like to recommend to people, if you've only been doing the traditional sense before, if you already have what you're comfortable with or know what you're comfortable with, so even if you do in like one-to-one and group sessions, there's probably one that you are either better at or you enjoy more. When you start to venture out into creating an offer and obviously expanding into different markets and having it maybe a different business model, trying to do everything and offer everything at the same time would be a big mistake. You're going to wear a lot of different hats. Things are going to become quite confusing. And then also when someone is trying to purchase from you, if you say you do this and this and this and this and this, like a lot of people in the first place don't know what they need. and they're going to maybe pick what they want off this menu of things, and it's probably not going to be the best thing to help them in their specific situation. So having a niche is super important, but before you even pick your niche, find out if you want to do majoritively do one-to-one sessions, or if you want to do one-to-many. That's where you want to start. And then if you're going to be doing a hybrid approach, which is what I recommend trainers do now in 2021, you make sure that you pick very specifically, okay, when I do a hybrid approach, I'm going to be doing, say, an app, say like a one-to-many. So one plan that you're going to be giving lots of people, and then literally only direct your sales process or your offer towards that one thing. And don't tell some people that they're going to have one-on-one with you, and then some people are going to be in your group. Like, clearly define your in-person training is going to be one-on-one, and your online coaching is going to be one-on-one, for example. And then build your offer directed towards that. And if people are coming to you and saying, I want group training, I can't afford one-on-one, then you should be able to say, well, that's not my niche, or that's not what I'm going for, and then maybe direct them to someone else. It sounds like you're giving away business, but you're actually saving yourself a lot of headache, because I've fallen into that trap as well. Trying to do too many different things at the same time creates confusion. It waters down your attention, it waters down your overall product. And when you are delivering your service that people are paying for, you want to give them your best. And in doing that, you're going to get a lot of referrals.
Absolutely. And I think you touched on something very important, is you don't want to create confusion. When you construct this offer or decide on your business model, keep it really simple. You can go through the work and look at all the options, but when you're presenting it to your potential clients or your prospects, keep it very simple, because there's a saying that the confused mind will always say no. So once you confuse your prospect, they're gone. They're probably not going to sign up with you.
Yeah. That also doesn't make you sound like you know what you really do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You want to sound very confident when you talk about what you do. You want to be very clear in your mind about what you offer and how you offer it. And if it's like, and I can do that for you, and we can do this, and then at the end of the day, like, you're talking about all these concepts to someone that isn't familiar with the industry. They only know what they want to achieve, right? They don't know the how part. So, and a lot of trainers also go wrong here. They talk about the how, like how they're going to do this for you, where the person only cares about what you're going to actually be able to get them to, where you're going to be able to get them to.
Absolutely.
So think about where you're going to get them to, and then tell them, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it with a combination of in-person or online, or only in-person or only online. And there's in-person or online options are either one-to-one or one-to-many. Pick one, kind of fine-tune it, polish it up, and then from there you can start to branch out, as I've done, where I see people one-on-one in person, I see people one-on-one on the app, and I also do one-to-many on the app. I don't do one-to-many in person. So I've started off with one-to-one. And in my one-to-one service, I've tried group exercise. I do enjoy it, but I enjoy the one-on-one time in person better. And then I started off with only one-to-one on the app, and now I've launched other products, which is one-to-many. But even my one-to-many product now is only for businesses. So the only time you can get my one-to-many on my online product is if you're a company and I'm starting everyone at the same time, because I've tried it the other way, and it also becomes very, very confusing when you've got one-to-many, and obviously you're recruiting individuals. Every individual has a start date. Every individual has a different space in where they are in that journey, and it becomes a lot of admin. So unless you can get a really, really big group, which is what I'm not trying to do, with different individuals, I'm trying to get a really big group in a corporate environment.
All right. Fantastic. Neil, that's been some great advice. Thank you so much for sharing all of that today. And I think this is sort of a great starting point for people to think about when they start diversifying their businesses.
Yeah. If you guys need any advice, or if you'd like to learn from myself or the community, we can join our Facebook group. We've got an awesome Facebook group that we can link in the description of this video, or actually just as a comment. And yeah, join us and learn from our community and learn from our tribe. If you want to join our actual tribe, which is kind of like our inner circle, then we have a membership option where you pay a small monthly subscription amount. You get access to educational videos that are going to teach you how to go online. And you're also going to have access to people that are actively doing that. And as they answer questions, I answer them all together. Quinton answers them. We have masterclasses. We have a whole bunch of different things that you get in like a one small monthly installment. So check out our website if you'd like to join our tribe.
Perfect. Well, there's nothing else for me to add. Neil, you've done a good job today. Thank you for managing the Neil du Plessis show. It's been fantastic.
Sorry, Quinton, I'm not letting you speak.
Well, this is where we sort of help one another, and some of the other Facebook lives. I spoke too much, but so it's been great to mix it up a bit.
It's never too much. When we're talking about fitness, I'm probably going to take the reins. When we're talking about marketing and finding clients, Quinton's going to be doing the majority of the speaking.
Fantastic. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for popping in, and we will see you again next week, same place, same time.
Yeah, nice and early on a Wednesday morning. So thank you for joining us. I hope the new time suits you, and see you next week. Hope you join the tribe.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye was too late.
That's okay.